Hello, this is Rob Price, Superintendent of Onondaga Central School District. I'm here to present part one of a five-part video series related to our capital project and our proposition that we're going to be asking voters to vote on March 8th. Five-part video series. Part one is the background, which I'm talking about right now. Part two, we're going to talk about the financials, and then part three, we're going to talk about the renovations to happen in each of the buildings. And part five is their energy performance piece that we'll get into more detail. And part five is the proposition and some important dates. The background, 2013, there was a board presentation for a proposal for a project to go out in that year in February. In that presentation, you're going to find identified items for a scope within that project. What you'll notice is when you go and take a look at that presentation on our web page under the capital project page, you'll see what has been identified to be done and what we've identified in this project, and then also what has already been completed. 2014, we established the Facilities Committee where we interviewed our architectural firms that had put in proposals, and we selected King & King as our architect. From there, we expanded our Facilities Committee to include a design team made up of board representation, administration, and community members. Within that design team, what we looked at is the long-range planning, and we toured the facilities. We developed a comprehensive plan from our building condition survey, and then we prioritized the scope. Within that long-range plan, there was comprehensive information. The 2015 building condition survey findings is what we looked at for proposing this project to you, to the community. We looked at the program needs and the requests with also having input from the safety committee. Within that long-range plan and the building condition survey, the estimated budget for that was $56.6 million that was identified. Now, we're not going out and we're not asking the community for $56.6 million. That's just to share with you the scope that was in the building condition survey, 33 million of which was identified through the building condition survey. And you'll see the difference in that, whether program needs and program requests, where they came from. And going back to what we originally started with when we were starting to talk about priorities and project goals, we are going out and asking the community to approve a project with no increase to the local share and focusing on the greatest need, and that greatest need is the bus garage, estimated at $3.3 million of the project, and then looking at health and safety concerns as well as energy savings, which will be addressed in the energy performance piece of the project. Why now? We have retiring debt. We have retiring debt going off in 2018-19, and with this, we'll be asking the community to approve a project that's proposed at $5.6 million. Within the project, we have $4.5 million in renovations. We have $1.115 million in an energy performance project. And we also have SED building aid. If we don't use it, someone else will. Planning ahead, is also on our minds in looking at the BCS, the Building Conditions Survey, in 2020 will be due, and that'll give us another look at facilities needs in 2021 as well. Also coinciding and looking down the future for financial planning is when we have retiring debt in 23-24, and then again retiring debt in 27-28. And financial plans for capital reserves. So we have the savings in place to make sure we can do proper upkeep and maximize getting state aid on that upkeep down the road. And keeping our debt service level is also important for planning and budgeting, so it's consistent from year in and year out. And then again, just to reinforce why now, we can do this project with no increase to the local tax share. Thank you. This is the end of part one of five. Stay tuned for part two. Thank you for listening.